All right, let's hope. Should be better now. What? I'm getting sniped, y'all. I'm getting sniped. What is happening? I'm getting sniped right now, y'all. I'm getting sniped right now. Hold on. We're gonna figure this out right now. We're gonna figure this out right now. We're gonna figure this out right now. My bad, y'all. I don't know why this lag is coming. It should be equaling out now. I believe it should be equaling out now. All right. It's looking like we're in the green now. Max, appreciate you for tapping in once again, man. You've been very consistent with me. So I appreciate you, man. Let me know how it is now. It should be better. It should definitely be better now. Should definitely be better. It's annoying that I had to start a whole nother one, but it should be better now. That's weird, man. I don't know. I think I was messing with the settings previously. Live stream part 2. After I got stream sniped. Live stream part 2 should be better now. Let me know if there's still a lag, man. Let me know if there's still a lag. That was crazy. I never got flagged like that before. Never. Hey, 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 na, na, na. Never got flagged like that, man. We should be good now. Should be good. Hope we get some more people joining up again, man. I don't know what happened with that last stream, man. I got sniped. But it's okay. We're going to be here regardless. To finish up what I was speaking on in terms of what Joe Shane was saying, what Joe Shane, is looking to do, and the rumblings, right? The rumblings is that the Giants are one of the top teams to trade up in the draft to go get a quarterback. One of the top teams that are known to possibly want to go draft a quarterback in the first round. You hear it from a lot of other guys. You don't hear it from, insiders super close to the team. People really doubt that the Giants will trade up, give up some assets, and go get a QB. And I can understand why. I understand why people are a little skeptical on that. Once again, like Sleazy said, hopefully he comes back in here. But like Sleazy said on the other one, he did speak on maybe the Giants have too many holes and they shouldn't do that. That shouldn't be in the best interest of them. I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle, man. I'm right in the middle on that, where I think if the Giants really like the guy that they're training up to go get, obviously you go get him. It's going to be a steep cost, especially if, like you're saying, like other people are saying, that Joe Shane really likes Caleb Williams. I just think when I read that, who doesn't like Caleb Williams? I'm sure there's a lot of teams that love Caleb Williams, So I just look at it like, who's to say that other teams aren't interested the same way? But when I sit down and I think about it once again, if they like that guy that much and they feel like they can change the franchise, you're gonna have to give us some picks. You're gonna have to give us some picks to go get him. Now, do I think it's likely? I don't. I don't think it's likely. In terms of, are those teams gonna really trade out of their pick? Are the Bears really going to move on or stick with Justin Fields and trade away that first overall pick? I feel that's up in the air. If I'm them, I'm not going on with Justin Fields. I feel like the Commanders, there's no shot of them trading out. And you have the Patriots, which we talked on the Patriots a little bit. It's just the more you think about it, why would the Patriots, abandon that third pick? Why would they? Why would they abandon that third pick, man? I'm not too sure. Let me post up the new stream as well, because that failed miserably. Let's get this one up there now. Hey, hey, na, na, na. I'm gonna get to the chats in a second. New stream up. Join in. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. We got 2 people in the building, man. I don't care if we got 200 or 2 people. I appreciate y'all for joining in once again. Yeah, Matt saying there's a rumor that Shane and really likes Caleb Williams, but he's openly said that he likes all quarterbacks, so we will see. Actually, the guy that said it has a really good track record with the Giants, and he's a former Giants beat reporter. I don't know who said it, but we have the picks and assets to trade up, and we're close enough to where the Bears don't feel like they're trading far back. And that's exactly why I think it's more possible that we trade to the number 3 overall pick. Now, does Joe Shane and the Giants, front office love Drake May? Drake May will probably be the pick at number 3. That's what I think. Tudo, appreciate you for joining in, man. Once again, we got 5 people in the building. I don't know if y'all joined up on the other live stream. I got stream sniped. Nah, it's just technical difficulties. But we here. We back and we better now. But appreciate y'all for joining in once again. We're here to talk about Giants. We're here to talk about the team that we love. And we're here to talk about what is the steps to this offseason. What are the first steps we take in this offseason, man? Let's do it, Tudo. Let's do it. I forgot his name. Yeah, I'm not too sure who it was. But I've been hearing a lot. You got the infamous clip that's going out right now from NFL Network saying that the Giants have a 79.6% chance of drafting a QB in the first round. Like, it's just like, I can understand the Giants want to, but will the Giants get to? I don't even want to, I'm going to be honest, I don't even want to talk about J.J. McCarthy. I don't want J.J. McCarthy in the first. I'm making that known. I don't want him in the first. It would have to be, obviously, we trade back and get him later, but there's going to be a lot of quarterback-needy teams that are going to like him and probably want to take him. You got the Steelers, you got the Vikings, you have the Falcons, you have a lot of other teams, I don't even want to touch on J.J. McCarthy in the first. But, yeah, man, I mean, let's not sleep on the other, picks that we can have as well. In terms of, I'm seeing a lot of Odunze or Neighbors. I made a video on Neighbors. I'm going to drop a video on Odunze. I love those guys. Like, I love those 2 receivers a whole lot. I want a QB. Don't get me wrong. I want a QB. But if we're not getting those top 3 and we stay put at 6, I want Neighbors or Odunze. And I think that's the likely option. I think that's the likely chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's likely that the Bears are going to trade out for number 1. I don't think it's likely that the Patriots are going to trade out for number 3. I think Giants would definitely trade more with the Patriots. Like, it's more, I guess, realistic because the Patriots just fall back 3 picks, get a couple assets, and they could probably still get a wide receiver that they want. Who knows if they want a wide receiver, I've seen a couple mocks, and listen, we can't fall in love with mocks, especially coming from other people. Of course, these people get paid to do the job they're doing. When you think about a Daniel Jeremiah, when you think about his name is Mel Kiper, when you think about those mock drafts. But I seen a mock draft where, how does he a mock draft where the Patriots stay put at 3 and take Marvin Harrison Jr.? Let's be real, man. Let's be real. There's no way. There's no way I see that happening. And Jaden Daniels fell to the Giants at 6 in that one. I think that was Daniel Jeremiah's. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Sleazy was good. I appreciate you joining in once again. If we do pick a quarterback, Joe Shane better make sure he's in a good situation, or we're going to recreate what happened 5 years ago. That's exactly what everyone is worried about right now, the situation the quarterback is going to be in. Fair, which is fair. I think that's a realistic, thing to be worried about. Now, do I think Daniel Jones, these quarterback prospects are definitely higher ranked than what Daniel Jones was gonna be. Daniel Jones being taken at 6, nobody had him being taken at 6. Those top 3 QBs, if the Giants trade up and go get one of those guys, the expectation is a lot higher than Daniel Jones was when he first was a rookie. But nevertheless, you're right. We need to get the offensive line right. We need to get a lot of different pieces right for this rookie QB if we want to be successful and want to see our team succeed. Because trust me, that offensive line last year, that's not going to cut it no matter who you put back there. Like, maybe there's a little bit more plays made. You've seen the offense, turn up towards the end of the season. Maybe it was continuity. Maybe it was a couple other things. But, yeah, man. Yeah. Let's catch up. Blair was good. Appreciate you for joining in. Blair says Tudo. Once again, Tudo, shout out to you being here, man. Max says the Bears are flirting too much with trading down for me to think that they want to take Caleb. I'm now starting to think they're trading down and keeping Fields. Now, it's just about, what if, right? You already had polls come out and talk about how Justin Fields, if they were to select Caleb Williams, they're gonna trade Justin Fields soon. We already talked about that. They talked about possibly, they want to trade him ahead of free agency. Like they want to get Justin Fields into another team out of the respect for Justin Fields. How much can we feed into that? How much can we buy into the Bears actually deciding, hey, we're going to part ways with Justin and move forward with Caleb? They want to do that way ahead of time, they said, if they're going to. So I guess time will tell. And the closer we get, if we get through free agency and Justin Fields is still on the team, maybe they're not going to pick with the number 1 overall pick. And I think the closer that we get, I think the closer the Giants get to the draft, if they're not making a trade, then they're not going to. I think that's definitely what it's going to be. Because if you're not trading for number 1, you're trading for number 3 and hoping that it falls the way you want it to. Now, do the Giants love Drake May and Jaden Daniels to say, hey, we're trading to number 3 and whichever guy falls to us, we're going to take him? There's no telling. There's no telling on that right now. And we got 9 people in the building, man. Make sure you like up the stream. We got 4 likes. How we only got 4 likes? Like up the stream. Say what's good in the chat. We're here to talk about all Giants. Anything Giants. That's what we're here to talk about, man. We got Blair saying, did Kraft hire a GM at this time? I think they already had a GM. I don't think they fired one. I know Belichick was a GM, but yeah. Max says, I wouldn't say there's no way. I disagree. I think the Giants have a solid team. Of course, we need to add more talent, but our biggest hole is QB. One of the biggest holes is definitely QB. I think when you look at it, obviously on the offensive side of the ball, quarterback is a big hole. I definitely think I want to see another wide receiver added, but Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Jalen Hyatt actually shouldn't be that bad. And you've seen it towards the end of the season. Tyrod made it a little more manageable. DeVito made it a little bit more manageable. Running back could be a big hole if Saquon's not there. That's a huge hole. And that's not even talking about filling the hole of Saquon. Pause, yo. Oh, my gosh. Let's just speed past that. That's not even talking about filling up whatever, That's crazy. Let's just skip past that, y'all. Anyways, on the defensive side of the ball, cornerback. Cornerback definitely has to get changed. Only having Deonte Banks as a starting corner and having not a lot of depth, that's tough. Let's continue to I don't know if y'all caught that, but let's just speed past it. That was crazy. Blair says if Shane picks the QB, he also knows that he's betting his job on it. Let's face it. And that's the thing. We touched on it a couple streams ago. If Shane picks a QB, he's automatically buying himself another year. I think we all know that. If Shane picks a QB, he's automatically buying himself another year. Brian Daboll automatically gets another year. And once again, let's say, right? Oh, sorry. I lost my thought. Let's just say, right? Brian Daboll gets any QB. Let's just get a QB for Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll was known as the quarterback guru. He was known as the guy that made Josh Allen what he is. Get anybody in this draft. You might have to see him take a... Now, I don't think Bo Nix is going to be in play, but you might have to see him take a Penix. You might have to see, another quarterback that maybe, Brian... I've seen a lot. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Spencer Rattler. Now, Spencer Rattler, I think after the Combine, you're going to hear a lot about him. He's going to start to pick up right now. I'm letting you know right now. I think Spencer Rattler's hype is going to come up, and who knows? What if the Giants like Spencer Rattler? Late. Now, his moxie and the attitude that he has, that might be a turn away. But, yeah. Let's catch up in here, man. We got some new people in here. Hold on. Let's catch up in here, man. Let me go back up. Tudo says Juke the best option. Hold on. Now we getting it crazy in here. We got 11 people in here, man. Appreciate y'all for joining in. Make sure you say what's good in the chat. We said Juke the best option for the Giants moving forward would be to retire Morin Mara, fam, and allow D top brass to do their jobs. Speaking of personal experience, wherever the owners are involved, season's over already. Dang, Tudo. You airing out the laundry of your own locker room. Hold on. Let me catch up though. Max says Daniel Jones when drafted wasn't even a first round prospect, and people are comparing him to Caleb Williams. Dang. Nah. Blair says I would low-key be excited with Fields, but they want too much. I actually don't think he would cost that much. I mean, they are definitely going to ask for too much, but listen, if you're taking Caleb Williams, I'm not giving you a high pick for Justin Fields. Why would I? Max says Brian Poles is so overrated just because he finessed the Panthers, and it was more about how dumb the Panthers are and then how smart he is. My brother's a Panthers fan. Trust me, I see it. If we get Fields straight up for the Leo pick, brother, we have to. I've talked on this before, and I feel like it's low-key some like the Daniel Jones syndrome as well. I just feel like Justin Fields might be damaged goods. I don't know. And is Brian Daboll up for that? You know, does Brian Daboll want a Justin Fields? Let me catch up, man. I know y'all sending in some. Let me catch up real quick. I got my like up. Let's show some love. Thanks for having me. This is dope. Blair, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for being here. I appreciate everyone for being here. I draft USC running back. He's a dog and signed Zach Moss to a 1 year, $5 million deal. I signed Zach Moss. If Saquon's gone, we have to bring in Zach Moss. I don't even want an Austin Eckler. I don't need any of those, you know, because if we're not paying Saquon, we're not paying those guys. Let's be honest. Juke, my teammates are saying Juke's always right. Even if he's wrong, he's still right. Hey, if you were to tell me, you know, put money on where the Giants are picking, they're picking a receiver at 6. That's what I think. But let's see, man. Running back by committee. Use our free agency money for linemen, drafting an interior O-line with that 3rd round pick. Yeah, let's talk. We gotta talk about the cap too, y'all. I wasn't on last week. I just got over a little sick run-in I had, but we here now. We didn't talk about the cap space that we gained, and I quote that for a reason. Blair says less facts. He does buy himself a year. Good point. Yes, sir. Red Zone says for your information, the Giants will not use the 6th pick for a quarterback. What are we using the 6th pick on? Red Zone, appreciate you for joining in. What are we using the 6th pick on? Danny Dudd says, you a Daniel Jones fanboy. I've been saying he stinks. Nothing about DJ, says franchise QB. I talked about this before. I'll speak on it again. I was super on the bandwagon after that Minnesota game. I got caught, y'all. I got caught. What else can I say? I got finessed. Because that quarterback that I saw in that playoff game did not show up in the second half. I mean, in the year, of course, in the second year after that. This past year, Daniel Jones wasn't the same QB. I'm sorry. I got. I fell in love with Daniel Jones. I thought I said, hey, Daniel Jones did it with bad talent. Get some more talent, see what happens. We saw what happened. Enough said. But I'll take it on the chin. That's all I know. I'll take it on the chin regardless. Pause. Max says, would rather have Caleb Williams. Red Zone says, guaranteed you a tackle or receiver. Tudo says, Danny, LOL. Max says, my issue with Rattler is he struggled in Oklahoma, and it's a very quarterback-friendly offense. That man had to transfer out. He went to, I don't even remember what college he went to. Danny Duss says, DJ equals dumpster juice. Listen. Man, it's crazy. Blair says, bro, they traded Leo 2nd round pick for Fields and draft Neighbors with a 6. I'm telling you, I love Neighbors. I love Neighbors out of this draft. I love Odunze as well. Odunze, I'm starting to warm up to a little bit. Odunze. I still like Neighbors. I think he's the most explosive player. And after the catch, man, he's electric. Ghost Dog Blue was good. Saying what's up to Tudo was good. Tudo says, Danny, please bring your shovel with you to clean up the 6-year mess, mate. Max says, I don't want Justin Fields. He's better than DJ, but who isn't? Max says, I'm tired of mid QBs. Tudo says, Ghost, how you doing, fella? We already missed you already, mate. Tudo, you know the next year is going to be like this again if he starts again. So if we're not taking a QB, who are we taking with the 6th overall pick? Are we trading back? What are we doing? I know a lot of people are saying, you know, we're getting a QB. Where, though? Where are we? Where are we getting a QB? If we don't trade up, are we taking one at 6? Are we taking one later? What are we doing with that, man? We got 11 people in here, man. We only got 6 likes on the stream. Hold on. If you brush your teeth this morning, like the stream. If you brush your teeth this morning, like the stream. And if you didn't, that just says everything. That says everything. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. Once again, appreciate y'all for being here. The combine does start this week. I'm gonna look into the events. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know exactly what event takes place when. But I know where are we at the middle of the week? Our schedule. Well, are we at the middle of the week, right? So it's definitely gonna start picking up either Thursday or Friday, I believe. Oh no, it starts tomorrow. So it says tomorrow that we have defensive linemen and linebackers taking place tomorrow. Then we got DBs and tight ends on Friday. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs on Saturday, and offensive linemen on Sunday. So it does really kick off tomorrow. That's when you're going to see some defensive linemen and linebackers. There are some edge rushers that could be in play, whether it be with the 6th pick or the second round pick. I think it would be addressed in later rounds. But outside linebacker and right end, left end could definitely be looked at in this draft. And when you talk about what Joe Schoen talked about, he also spoke on Shane Bowen and saying that they're going to get after the pass rush. They're going to get after the quarterback with the pass rush. And he explained exactly what it was for us. Wink Martindale was mainly setting up to stop the run on the 1st and 2nd down, but then he was trying to go after on 3rd down. A lot of teams do that. They're saying that, hey, we're getting after the pass. We're pass rushing every single down. We're getting after the quarterback every single play. And all that pretty much acknowledges is, Kayvon, you get a green light. Aziz, you get a green light. There is not going to be Kayvon Thibodeaux in pass coverage this year, y'all. And that gets me hype a little bit. Because we know we had too much of that. We had way too much of that going on. Let me catch up in here, y'all. Appreciate y'all for joining in once again. We got the chat popping right now. We got 14 people in here, man. Appreciate y'all for joining in. USC quarterback is projected to be a 4th round. Sleazy said we could create about $75 million with 4 easy cuts and 2 restructures. Now, do we restructure? That's the thing. Black Caesar was good. He said, but again, if you have any quarterback behind that O-line, they will not have a great year. Now, the key is behind the coaching. Behind the coaching, though. Oh, I got my vacuum going off in the background. I hope y'all don't hear that. I'm going to send that thing home real quick. We got Zachary was good. He said, Joe playing poker right now. He loves one of these quarterbacks. Saying it right now is Caleb Williams. Too many rumors is pointing that way. Amid, there's always some truth to rumors. Like a wise man once said, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire. It's just, once again, will he get the opportunity to take that QB? Will he? Will he get the opportunity to take that QB? That's the biggest question. And it's up in the air, y'all. It's up in the air. Black Sea says not just Daniel. Ghost, he says, doing good. Tudo, been busy. Max says the excuses for Daniel Jones needs to stop. Finito. Danny Does says, how you let one game trick you? Even a backup plays a good game after many stinkers. Matt Flynn had 480 yards, 6 touchdown game. Mitch Trubisky once threw 6 touchdowns. Tim Tebow won a playoff game. Listen, it didn't fully trick me, right? Because I do believe that the team sucked. Like, I do believe that the Giants had so many holes. I saw Richie James be one of our top receivers. Daniel Jones had some good games all year, but the playoff game is what got me. I understand Matt Flynn. I understand Mitch Trubisky, but I seen Daniel Jones step into his first playoff game in enemy territory and torch him. Now, that defensive coordinator still has yet to get a job. That's just me. That's me. I got. And clearly I'm not the only one. Sadly, the GM right now that we're talking about, that Joe Schoen, the smart one that's playing poker right now, gave that man his bag too. I bought into the franchise QB. I did. Blair says, I graduated from Penn State. Wow, I didn't know that. That's what's up. Yeah, I love Saquon too, though. Playmaker, we need a playmaker at 1. Nope, we had a QB. Don't be dusty like the stream. Dang. Hold on. Blair said, don't be dusty like the stream? Hold on. That's crazy. Dude, you can fix the line in multiple other ways. You literally said you want Neighbors last time I checked. He is an lineman. Dash was good. Dash was good. Dash was good. Man, sub up to Dash if you haven't already. Big Dash knows. Was good. Shout out to Dash in the building, man. Shout out to Dash in the building. Once again, Joe Schoen did not show his cards. Joe Schoen did not speak on too much. And that's what we want out of our GM. We don't know what direction we're headed in. That means the rest of the league doesn't know what direction we're heading in. But I guarantee he's probably making some calls, probably trying to see if there's a way to trade up. But do I see it happening? Probably don't. I probably do not. I'm just being honest. But I love Neighbors at 6. I love Odunze at 6. And, you know, I really don't want to take a flyer on a QB. I know Brian Daboll is what he is. I know Brian Daboll is... He's a guy that's supposed to groom quarterbacks, bring them up right. But I just think when it comes down to what we've been seeing with this team and what we know with this team, I just hope they find a way. I hope they find a way, man. I hope they find a way. Let's continue to catch up real quick. Max says, Black Sea, just stop it. We've been invested in multiple picks and linemen. That's the thing. Like, I know. Trust me, I know. The line has been bad. I know the line's been bad. I know second worst in NFL history. But we got to imagine it's going to get a little better, right? Dash, like I'm not bugging, right? We got to imagine it's going to get a little better. We got a new offensive line coach. We did invest some picks into his offensive line. Hopefully a full year of Andrew Thomas. We're knocking on wood for that one. And that needs to be a necessity. The line has to be better. We invested a lot of picks into the offensive line. We're still going to go get a guard. We still need to get a guard, and we still need to get a right tackle. Do I buy that they're going to continue to bank on Evan Neal to, show something? They're going to bet their jobs in a second. They're going to end up betting their jobs in a second, man. So it just is what it is, man. I just think get a QB the way you can, but if not, go get a receiver, go get a playmaker at 6. And let's turn this thing around. Now, let's talk on free agency real quick. Free agency, I definitely do see the Giants going after a guy like Owenwu on the Patriots. I think with the cap increasing, we can touch on that now. With the cap increasing, maybe it gives them a little more flexibility. More cap equals more money. But the way I look at the cap extending is kind of how we look at, and this is going to bring it into our world, right? Because we know the NFL is its own separate world, its own separate entity. Then we have our world. Cap going up is just like inflation. More money they get, the more money players want. It all levels out to being the same thing. I saw a lot of people talking on, now we have a little more flexibility. Maybe we can go get Saquon. I think if they don't value Saquon already at that dollar point, it's going to continue to climb. Like Saquon's value or what Saquon wants is only going to continue to climb knowing that the Giants have more money to spend, knowing that the league has more money to spend. I don't see it staying put or even going down with having a higher cap ceiling. That's just what I think. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I look at it like inflation. Like there's just no way. There's no way that it just frees up a whole bunch. Do I think that it, adds some wiggle room? Of course. Maybe they won't try to restructure one of the contracts. We talked about restructuring Andrew Thomas. We talked about restructuring Dexter Lawrence. Maybe they don't have to touch both. They can free up a lot of money, but are they going to want to be big spenders this free agency? That's the biggest question. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. We didn't spend the 6th pick on an O lineman. I want a playmaker. I'm eye to eye with you. Gio saying, what's up, Dash? Was good. Once again, shout out to Dash me in the chat, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. Saying was good. Max says, sleazy deal that's not happened since Christian McCaffrey. Some players do it to prove narratives. Wrong, but if there's no narrative, then why do they do the combine? Oh, wait, no, I think I lost part of that. Sleazy said Robert Hunt. That could be in play at tackle. That could definitely be at play in tackle. Black Caesar says, that's why I want a QB, a playmaker, and a game changer. if they believe in their guy and they feel like there's a game changer in this draft that they can go get, I hope they do it. I hope they do it. Onwenu, I feel like, has to be the number one target. Has to. Onwenu has to be the number one target. And shout out to Max once again, talking about Zadarius Smith and a cheap veteran corner. I definitely think, I'm not going to take it like it's my credit. Not going to say I came up with it. I've seen a couple people talking about it. The DB from the Titans this past year, Sean Murphy Bunting. You can see that happen. Obviously, you see the relation with Shane Bowen. Sorry, Shane Bowen, right? I think I might be getting confused with Joe Shane and Bowen. But you see the relation with Bowen. You see the need at cornerback. I could definitely see us going to sign a guy like Sean Murphy Bunting. Definitely could see us adding at the edge rusher department. Now, we've been saying this for a while. You know, I made videos, I think, last offseason talking about getting Yannick Ngakoue. That didn't fall through. And now here we are again. Yannick Ngakoue on the market. Can the Giants go get him? I think at this point it's a little too old. But overall, I think they still should bring in another guy. You know, you can't bake on Azeez. You can't. You just can't bake on Azeez in general. Azeez is going to get hurt every single year. Can't bake on Azeez anymore. You definitely have to add at the edge rusher department, especially once again, if you're trying to get after the pass rush, you're trying to get after the passer. You got to do your thing. I love that we don't have to touch on linebacker. I think linebacker is definitely sealed. I definitely think linebacker is definitely sealed. But once again, corner, re-sign McKinney, get an edge rusher, and either go get a tackle or a guard in free agency. You're getting one offensive line in free agency. That's not even a wish. That's a minimum. You have to get at least one in free agency. Have to. Danny Does says, what good is a wide receiver if DJ's not going to throw him the play? The Giants wide receiver to go over 1,000 yards was 2018. Old man Eli's last season. Once again, I don't think not having a QB stops me from taking a wide receiver. Like, it sounds a little backwards, but it's not. You still go get a guy even if you don't have a QB. Like, are we not going to, add at that wide receiver group? And nevertheless, once again, who knows? The Giants could take a wide receiver at 6, trade back into the first to go get a guy. Maybe wait till second round to go get Michael Penix. Who knows? It was reported that the Giants were meeting with a couple QBs, and if you've been following the front regime, the front office for this past couple years, whoever they're meeting with at the draft, whoever they're meeting with at the combine, definitely translates well into who they want to pick. And I think all of the main QBs they met with / are meeting with, besides, they might have met with Bo Nix at the Senior Bowl. Who knows? I didn't see Bo Nix, but they might have met with him at the Senior Bowl. So, meeting all the QBs possible, maybe they want to address it. And once again, where there's smoke, there's fire. They're talking about adding QBs, whether that be at number 6 or whether that be later. I still think you have to add a receiver regardless. Once again, passing on a guy like Neighbors, let's say your quarterback isn't there at 6 that you want, I think you can still take a Neighbors and still be successful in the future. That's what I know. That's what I think, at least. Let's continue to catch up in the chat. Tudor says, Dash, Giants, are you planning to fix the online boss without the online? None of these BS matters. Like I said, I'm definitely banking on. I'm definitely banking on the offensive line being better with the coaching and still adding a little piece to that too, though. That's where I'm definitely at. We got 19 people in the building, man. Make sure you like up the stream once again. Say what's good in the chat. We're here to talk about the Giants draft, Giants combine. We're here to talk about it all, man. We're here to talk about it all. Max says, I take Sean Murphy Bunting. I definitely would too. I think he has to be. He has to be. He's not gonna cost that much. He is a little up there in age. He's on the younger side, but veteran leadership and also gonna be starting across from Deonte Banks. Deonte Banks will still be DB1. But C says Robert is a guard. We need 2 solid guys around JMS too, because this year a lot happening with the lack of coaching and less than average guards. Why did I think that Robert Hunt was a tackle? I'm bugging. I know we're talking about Robert Hunt from the Dolphins. I don't know why I thought he was a tackle for some reason. But I will say for sure, once again, Onwenu remains to be the number 1 option. Onwenu is the number 1 option. who knows? If we get Onwenu, go stick Evan Neal at guard, and hopefully he'll be a good guard. He could be. And then next thing you know, we just draft another offensive guard. Are we off of oh my gosh, why did I forget his name right now? Azudu. Are we off of Azudu, y'all? Do y'all think Azudu's over with? I hope not. I actually had high, I was hoping Azudu would be really good. Former third round pick, but just hasn't translated for him yet. But are we done with him? I know he got hurt these past 2 years. It's horrible to be done with him, but shoot. Black Caesar says, preach. Appreciate it, my guy. Max says, I like the corner from Kentucky. Phillips, he's projected a 5th round, and he's got the production, has the profile because he's played in Kentucky. He's going under the radar. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Not too sure who it is, but I definitely will look into him for sure. Sleazy said, yo, Max, what do you think of TJ Tampa? Max says, I want to use that 2nd rounder for an edge. I think it has to be edge in the 2nd round. Depending on what we do in the first, of course. We get a QB, probably might go, receiver in the 2nd. Could go edge or receiver. I think receiver gets addressed in the first 3 rounds of this draft. The receiver class, this draft class is deep from what everyone's saying. So I still think receiver is going to be, addressed regardless, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. Like I said, I'm a Neighbors guy, but, maybe if we get a QB in the first, who knows? Who knows? Black Caesar was good. Appreciate you for the 99-cent super chat. Appreciate that, my guy. Means a lot. 3rd super chat on a live stream. See, I don't get those too often, man. Appreciate that. Means a whole lot, man. Ant says there's far bigger problem than just personnel with these Giants. So going on and on about prime draft picks, which we've had, have become a yearly thing that yields no long-lasting results. Ant, you could be right on that one. I'm not going to lie. Could be right on that one. When you look at the past couple drafts, Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal being a top pick, has it lived up to it? For one, you can say yes. For the other, you can say no. Dexter Lawrence, going back to Dexter Lawrence and Daniel Jones, one you can say yes, one you can say no. Andrew Thomas definitely was a hit. Who do we take after that? Then we traded back and got Kadarius Toney. We know what that turned out to be. So yes, I understand your frustration. I understand, the fear of this pick not hitting, this pick not being a pick that we're going to think about the impact in a couple of years. But we're going to be here every year talking about it, aren't we? That's all I know. We're going to be here every year talking about it anyways, because being a Giants fan, that's just what it is. Black Sea said, keep up the good work. Hey, for people like y'all, for sure. For sure. I'm just a Giants fan just like you guys. Dash, once again, appreciate you for joining in, man. He said Azudu is done as a starter, in my opinion. I think he has to be. And it sucks. It sucks that it's even a thing. Azudu injury holds him back a lot. He's been injured every year he's been playing. We're going into his 3rd year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets hurt again. Jabari says, thoughts about what's happening with Saquon. Should we let him walk? Now, I think from the business side of it, from the business standpoint, the best idea is to let Saquon walk. You can probably get his production somewhere else, in free agency, via the draft, running back by committee. Now, I do love Saquon. I do think Saquon is still a really good back. But I just think paying him that money is probably not the best business decision. And I strictly say business decision. Everything he means to the team, I love what he stood for the team. I love what he did when he was on the field, when he was healthy and on the field. I just think it's a bad pairing, man. We seen he's been behind a bad offensive line. The production's not nearly what it was since he was a rookie. Just might have to call it quits on it, man. So if I was leaning on, is he going to be back or is he not? I don't think he's going to be back. I don't think he's going to be back, but trust me, hopefully the Giants don't make it a situation where we really miss the productivity. Because, listen, that's the one thing I talked about, too. We haven't been winning, y'all. Just remember that. We have not been winning with Saquon Barkley on the field. Just remember that. Dash has no more pencil. Man, Azudu has to earn his snaps if he can. 100%. Ghost Dog says, I think it would be monstrously stupid if we let Saquon walk for nothing in return. At this point, we have no choice but for him to walk with no return. Like, we can't trade him. You can tag and trade him, but once again, I don't see another team doing that. Trading for him after we give him whatever contract it is or after we even tag him. I think they're probably going to let him hit free agency, but there's been rumblings that they could potentially tag him now with the cap going up. It's all a big circle, man. And we thought we were going to have this done with last year. Here we are this year, still talking about it again. Avion said, thoughts on all the trade up talk. We talked about it a little bit early on, but once again, I think if the door is open on it, the Giants would take it. Now, it's just a matter of if the door is open. If the door is actually open, it might not be. And that's what I think will ultimately stop the Giants is that 1, 2, and 3, all picking QBs. That's what I think it's going to end up turning out to be. 1, 2, 3, all pick QBs. Now, I know Max is going off in terms of going deeper into rounds and who we're selecting. Outside of number 6, what do you think is our biggest need? And we talked about it with offensive line a little bit, but edge rusher. But if you had to make another pick, that definitely has to be addressed, and we need a starter. Like, let's not sleep on the fact that starters can be found in the 3rd round, 4th round. Like, we can find a starter that should be impacting this team because other teams do it. What's another position group that you want to see get a little bit more competitive? Y'all let me know in the chat as I catch up real quick. We got Jabari at this point. I'd walk and sign Zach Moss and draft a running back. Avion, I hope it happens, but it could just be smoke. But sometimes there's smoke, there's fire. We just talked about that. Plus, you can use that money to pay a Saquon as an offensive lineman. Jabari said, I agree, Max. The problem is we don't look at trade offers for Barkley. We didn't pick up the phone. Instead of us getting a good pick in the trade, we're letting him go for nothing. That's the only thing that's annoying, but they just played their hand wrong. They didn't want to trade him, but I also think it was a balance of both. Apparently, Saquon was saying, don't trade me, don't trade me, don't trade me. You know? I think that's what he was saying. Avion says, I agree, Max. We need a better O-line. Joe said he didn't look into the trades. Yes, we have no choice. However, we had a choice. And once again, we shoot ourselves in the foot. Answer the phone when people want to trade for Barkley. Facts. Black City says, in Dallas is waiting for Saquon Barkley, drooling. Nah, if he went to Dallas, that would be the one thing I hope would never happen. One, playing him 2 times a year behind actually a decent, good O-line. That's a little tough. But seeing him in the Dallas uniform, no, it's not happening. There's no way. There's just no way it's happening. I hope not. Dane Does says, O-line was bad when Saquon was a rookie too, but guess what? That was his best year because of Eli. Give Saquon a QB who was able to read defenses and audible and watch Saquon cook again. Listen, Saquon had an ACL tear, 2 sprained knees, 2 sprained ankles. Saquon is not the same running back he was his rookie year when Eli was behind center. I do think that was a very underrated part of Saquon's rookie season was Eli Manning being his QB. But let's not sit here and act like Saquon's is still the same running back since year 1. Because even that year that he had, not this last year, but the past year, behind that one, we went to the playoffs, he didn't have that same type of year. He had a great year, career high in rushing yards, but he also had a whole bunch of attempts. Let's not play ourselves, y'all. Come on. Let's not play ourselves. Tuda says, Danny, no chance Saquon goes to Dallas, probably Houston or Chargers, but never that. My guess why we didn't trade Barkley is Shane wasn't getting offers that would be fair. Then he does says 1,300 rushing yards, 90 catches, 700 yards. That's McCaffrey numbers. But did he put that up last year? Saquon? I don't even think Saquon touched 1,000 yards last year. Max says letting him walk, he'd get a high comp. We get a high comp pick. Yeah, I just still think it don't really meet the value that we could have traded for him. But I mean, anything's good. So he says word Max Dash, you're quite Pasiano. Say something and chop it up, mate. Black Caesar, he just removed it. I was just about to read it. Max says and to what you said, obviously O-line, but I take Dominic Pooney or Christian Haynes. I like Roger, who's a tackle. The other two are guards. Yeah, I'm going to have to study up on these guys, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely looking into the combine. As you know, we're going to have some things taking place in the next couple of days. I'll be keeping an eye out, seeing what's circling around on Twitter, seeing what's circling around in general in Giants land. And I'll be looking at a couple different prospects. Listen, last year, we live streamed for the NFL draft. I don't think there was anybody in this chat right now last year when I live streamed for the NFL draft. Hopefully y'all get the day off. Hopefully y'all get the time off. I'm requesting the time off that whole weekend. We here to cover the NFL draft this year, y'all. We here to cover the NFL draft and what the Giants are going to be doing. I'm taking that weekend off, so circle your calendars. As you know, the NFL draft, we know what's going to happen. We know we're going to be sitting there watching for the first round. But listen, we're going to be here live and reacting to it. So I hope to catch y'all in here when we do that, man. Tuda says, Juke, right, mate. Max says, I really like how deep this class is. So if you trade up for a QB, I'm not complaining because I see starters even in the 5th round. We need impact players across the board. Across the board. And like you said, there's talent to be had later in the rounds. Later rounds in the draft. You just got to hit on them. When you look at it, you look at these past 2 draft classes. Let's look into that real quick. Joe Shane. Not even Joe Shane. Giants draft class 2022. I need a photo of all of our draft picks real quick. Hold on. Let's pull this up real quick. Boom. Right here. Let's look at who's a starter and who's not. Or not a starter. I'm sorry. It's not even about being a starter. It's not even about that. Let's look on who's an impact player and who has yet to make an impact out of these last 2 draft classes. Kayvon, impact to be made. Good impact. That's a good thing. Evan Neal, that's a dud. We ain't counting off that one. Wandale, he's getting up there. Shout out to Wandale. Azudu, that's a dud. Cordell, that's a dud. Daniel Bellinger, he fell off a little bit, but I'll put him on the list. Dane Belton, for lack of snaps, he's not getting added. Micah McFadden, that's a hit. DJ Davidson, no. Marcus McKeithen, no. Darian Beavers, no. So 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had that many picks. Yo, I forgot we had a haul this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I can't count, y'all. I'm so sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had 11 picks that first class. Holy crap. 4. We're at 4 right now. We're gonna keep the counter at 4. 2023, we traded some picks away. Didn't have that many picks. Banks, that's a hitter. Schmitz, that's a hitter. Jalen Hyatt, we didn't maximize his production. I'm not going to put him on there. Eric Gray, I'm not going to put him on there. Trey Hawkins, I'm not going to put him on there. Jordan Riley could be a hitter. He just doesn't play that much. And Javarius Owens, not. 6 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y'all. 6 out of, do the math, 18. That's less than 50. Less than 50% of the players that Joe Shane drafted were impact players. Now, look across the league, it could be different. That just puts into perspective, there's still players to be had later on. Can definitely make an impact later on, but we need to do better. If we can walk away in this draft class, we have 2 second-round picks. We got a first-round pick, a high first-round pick, as you know it. Where we're picking and how many picks that we have, and we can walk out with at least 4 impact players, 5 impact players in this draft class, I'll take it. I will take it. Hold on, let me catch up real quick. Jabari says, side note, tell the Bulls to trade Andre Drummond. He's on my fantasy team, and he needs to flourish somewhere else. The Bulls ain't playing him unless injuries happen. Yeah, that's the one thing. Everyone thinks I'm a Knicks fan once again. But, Jabari, you remembered I'm a Bulls fan. I don't think I have anything Bulls in the background. Yeah, no. I'm a Bulls fan, and man, the Bulls just ain't it in general. They should trade away all their players, and they decided not to. Stay packed, and that's why we're mediocre. Kind of reminds me of the Giants a bit, but that's another thing to talk about another day. Black Caesar says, new subscriber. Appreciate you for joining up, man. Appreciate that. I appreciate it. Road to 10K still active. Road to 10K still active, y'all. Ann says, at this point, I just pray that the front office can put together a team that fights hard and can compete for 4 quarters and stay healthy for the most part. Man, don't we all pray that happens? But I thought we were a little closer, but this year, once again, is going to be telling on where this team is headed. This year is going to be really telling. We thought we were going to take a next step, and we took a gigantic fall backwards. Max says, dude, what hurts me is that we took Eric Gray instead of Puka, who went 2 picks after. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are clenching their fists at what they could have had with Puka, but definitely us. Definitely be us. Definitely us. Jabari said, if we draft a difference maker, how good do you think this team will really be? Truthfully, I just feel like we should trade down and build for the future. We have too many holes and cap space issues. Our cap space is actually in pretty decent standing. Our cap space is pretty well. I know what Daniel Jones' contract is, but we don't have a lot of dead money, being pushed in the back, being pushed to the back burner. That's a good thing about what Joe Schoen has stepped in and done, and we're paying the players that we know are going to be on this team for a while. Andrew Thomas. It's going to be Xavier McKinney. I definitely think it's going to be Xavier McKinney in a little while. But we got X getting paid soon, Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas, the right players. After this year, Daniel Jones' cap hit is not going to be as high as the other years. So we could be in pretty decent standing. But to answer your question, if we draft the difference maker, how good do you think this team will really be? I still think it heavily leans on what we'll do at quarterback. Whoever's going to be at quarterback is really what's going to really transcend where we're going to be. I do think it's going to be nice to have, a playmaker on the offensive side of the ball or another playmaker on the defensive side of the ball. But I think it just matters who's behind the center. That's it. That's all. Max says that's almost 50% hit. Not bad. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. But if we really want this team to turn around, we need it. We need it all. We need it all. Tony said we need Jaden Daniels if he falls. I think he might go too. Max said Jordan Riley is a solid rotational piece in the 7th round. He didn't get played that much because of Leo being in the way, and then we played DJ Davison over him for too long. Way too long. Sleeve said every time Jordan would touch the field, he was doing pretty good. I don't understand why we didn't start him either earlier. We played DJ Davison over him, and I think they just were holding on to the fact that we drafted DJ in the 5th round his previous year, and he was coming off of a Achilles or a ACL tear as well. I think it was an ACL. I don't know about tone. I don't know about that. They keep toying with trading down. I feel like they're toying more with trading up than trading down, but I don't know. Dash says we weren't drafting Puka after we got Hyatt. Very great point. Also, Puka has someone actually getting him the ball. Dang. Shots fired for real. Who's complaining at doubling up by QB? I hope that if we do draft the right players, that we have the right staff and culture to develop and grow them, because if not, that pick doesn't matter. Go Giants. And y'all, I think we do. I understand what this team looks like right now, and I understand what this team has been. But I think we have the right guy at the helm, and I know what he did when he gave Daniel Jones that contract, but this draft could really change it all. Let me catch up real quick. I hope we draft that wide receiver. Mitchell in the 2nd round. Mitchell from Texas. If we don't take a receiver in the 1st round, I definitely want him in the 2nd, but he might be taken really early. Victor Cruz is undrafted, but walked into the perfect situation. And Victor Cruz is also like just a lottery pick. Like seeing another Victor Cruz is not likely at all. We already traded down to rebuild. It didn't work. Best player available minus the QBs. Appreciate y'all for being in here once again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in on this Wednesday. We got a lot more to come. Combine does start. Make sure you're watching. I'm going to drop some more videos on the combine this upcoming week, especially with some standouts. As we know, the combine is kind of like a track race at this point. But let's make sure we're staying up, man. Let's make sure we're staying up. Some cool things. If you go on YouTube and search in Juke, the Juke NYY. Search up the Juke NYY. Right here. If y'all watch any baseball, Yankee content, coming soon. The Juke NYY. Sub up. We got 27 subs right now. Haven't really been dropping too many videos. We're in spring training right now, but if you watch any baseball, the Juke NYY, sub up on there. Is that going to be pulling me away from this? Of course not. Giants are my number one team. Giants are my number one love, and we go be here talking every single week and still making videos over here regardless. But if you watch any baseball, Juke Media is going big, man. Juke Media is going big. Once again, beanies coming shortly. Stay tuned for that. I might stream on Twitch just now. I might jump on, if y'all watch any gaming, I might jump on there. The Juke Plays on Twitch as well. Don't mind me if I plug myself. This is my channel, but don't mind me if I plug myself. I appreciate y'all a whole lot. And saying keep up the good work. I appreciate you, man. Max, appreciate you for tuning in. Jabari, appreciate you for tuning in. Everyone that jumped in, I appreciate y'all. And I will catch you on the next one. Until next time. Stay tuned for the video tomorrow. We're dropping it tomorrow. Peace out. Y'all have a good one.